What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like Sabrina Ionescu opens up about the victory her team had over Kayla Clark in the Indiana Fever. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. What a game we had take place today, man, and I'll be the first to tell you, Sabrina Ionescu really was not a factor in this game, but she had a lot to say at the end, bro. Ultimately, the WNBA referees made it their point and their business to help them beat the Indiana Fever. I don't give a damn what nobody says, bro. If it wasn't for the referees, Sabrina Ionescu and her team would have lost, bro. Simple as that. Sabrina Ionescu getting fouled by Lexi Hall pretty much sealed the deal, bro. At the end of the day, Lexi Hall did not foul her. Her arms were straight up. It was an offensive foul, and that ultimately cost them the game. Well, Sabrina Ionescu didn't hold back on this win and about her team in the press conference. Guys, I'm done talking. Roll the footage.
This team, they want to win a championship, so do we. So hopefully Leia will be okay.
Sabrina, I want to come to you. This game, as Sandy said, very muddy at times, and there was a lot of anticipation, of course, for this matchup. How do you like how the team was able to respond, and what stood out to you on how you're able to get this win?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for us, especially to be able to get a game like this early in the year on the road, and a gritty win. I think it's impressive, and for us, it wasn't pretty. And I think being able to see how we're able to grind games out, continue to stay together, and win when it's ugly. And that's, when you get to the end of the year, that's kind of what it looks like. And the ability for us to be able to get that today, I think was huge for our group to see we can kind of come back from anything. And I also think it just shows us areas we need to continue to be better. Like in the third quarter, we should not be outscored 30-13. If we're not, then this game is a completely different game. And so I think it's great for us to be able to get challenged like that from a great team, to be able to continue to find ways to improve.
And JJ, similar question. I mean, a lot of times we were talking about the New York Liberty, about how you create matchup challenges. And it seemed like at times Indiana was successful in having you in particular out defending the perimeter. I mean, how do you see that playing out moving forward?
I mean, I think for the most part, we do a really good job of switching on to guards as post players. I think we have to do just like a better job of building a wall behind the ball. And I think they kind of exploited that tonight. And so we'll get better moving forward. But ultimately, a win is a win.
Coach, in the third quarter, you guys shot a lot of threes, and they went on their run. I think they ended a 9-0 run to start the end of the third quarter. And then the fourth, it felt like you guys really switched to what was working in the first half. Was there something specifically that you told the players, like, hey, we can shoot threes, but we're not hitting them. We need to go inside the paint where we have a lot of advantages?
Yeah, look, and I just didn't. Yeah, I did say that. I just thought we'll become 1-on-1. It's not that's not our success. It's not, was it a good shot? I'm fine if it's a great shot, but they weren't good shots. They were contested shots. We didn't get the extra pass, the movement. We were very stagnant. So it's just more like, hey, get back to what we want to do. Okay. Yeah, we got some threes out of it with our movement. JJ and pick and roll actions, I didn't think we got enough because they were late switching too, and then finding some really high percentage baskets down low. But I thought our defense created our offense with our movement, and we executed better. Yeah, I love threes as much as the other team, but I don't like threes and it's just one pass and we're missing, and we've got to feel the game. We went away from our identity, but we came back to it, and that's because these players are great and they understand how we should be playing.
Sabrina, we've talked about like Natasha Cloud being such a integral part to this team, and the way that she's just seamlessly made this transition. I mean, that steal at the end of the game, or swap, whatever you want to call it, was huge for you guys, obviously. Just can you talk about what you saw on that play in those final seconds, and more about just what you brings?
Yeah, I mean, she had one against Dewana Bonner. That was a huge block at the rim, and then came back and got a huge stop for us there at the end of the game. And I think everyone knows what she brings to this team and why she's so valuable offensively and defensively. And she does it every single night. She plays with a lot of heart, and we know what we're going to get from her. And I think that's why everyone was so happy when she was able to come here and be a part of this team. And we trust in her and her ability to continue to get downhill. She had a great offensive game as well, just pushing pace, getting the ball while also guarding the best player on the other team. So I think it speaks volume about her and her commitment to wanting to be great.
We'll go to Zoom, starting with Miles. Hi, all. Congratulations on the win. Sabrina, I wanted to come to you because with about 8.5 minutes to play, you're down 80-68, come out of that timeout, and the first couple of looks go inside to Jonquel Jones. And Sandy talked a little bit about how much you guys were settling for threes at that time. JJ goes on to have 10 or 12 points on that 16-2 run that flips the game around with a couple of threes too. Just how stabilizing was Jonquel offensively for you guys to get back into this game?
Oh, government.
John Cole,
Wow.
great. I mean, we know what she's capable of doing, and to be able to kind of be a part of her own run was really fun. Like, I was just looking for her every time I could, believed in her shot and knew she was going to get some great looks, and kind of kept, pouring into her, knowing that we needed her to go out and be aggressive in order for us to get back into that game. And I think that's the beauty of this team. It could be anyone at any time, and JJ stayed ready throughout the entire game. And then when we needed her most, she showed up.
We'll go to Jackie.
Hi, all. I'll start with JJ. JJ, I'm curious what switch flipped for you to know that you just had to take over the game in the fourth quarter? And why did you think the team was in your heads?
We're in our own heads.
Yeah. No, I think that's what you meant.
Yeah.
But no, I think I started off the game pretty aggressively. And I think just through the flow of the game, like, we have different looks, we have different shots and things that go on. But I think it's part of my role in this team is just to be ready when my number is called, and to stay locked into the game. And I think it's an area of growth for me from last year. I think sometimes I did get kind of out of the game, and I kind of felt myself slipping into that a little bit during halftime. And I kind of talked myself out of it, and just understanding that, like, there's no room for that. And so, yeah, it's just going out there playing, trusting my teammates, and trusting that we're going to make the right plays for each other, because that's what makes us successful as a team, and just playing the game. And being in our heads, I think we just a little bit of what I just said, of kind of getting within ourselves and not really focusing on what we can do to help a teammate, to help somebody else up.
And Sandy, for you, I'm just curious how you all can get Marine getting a little bit more aggressive. I'm just curious, why do you think she struggled and looked a little bit more passive today after we saw her super confident during the preseason?
Yeah, like, we want Marine to be confident and playing and being aggressive. And, we got to make sure when she comes out there that we're running plays for her. And Marine's just not overthinking it and playing. So that will just be a conversation we'll have. She's a great player, and we need her to be aggressive and take some pressure off everyone else, and put her a little bit more in the action.
Thank you.
We'll go to Jeff.
Hello, all. Thank you. Congrats on the win. My question will be for the players, kind of a two-part question here. What does a game like this teach you about yourselves as a group with so many relatively new pieces, such as Natasha Cloud, such as Kennedy Burke in a larger role, and perhaps more importantly, who gets the Freddie glove tonight?
Tosh got the Freddie glove for the big stops at the end. I don't know. I think it shows us that we're exactly who we think we are. We know that we're a great team, and we understand that we can create a lot of advantages and do a lot of things defensively, and that when we're locked in, we're just really, really tough to beat. So just kind of coming in with that mindset, understanding that we're going to have to weather the storm, stay the course throughout the entirety of the game, and then we'll be all right.
Appreciate your time and insight. Safe travels home.
We'll finish with Sasha.
Thanks. Dr. JJ, it's so
Yeah.
good to see you in action. I was listening to your post-game interview. Just talk to me more about that staying the course line that you mentioned. It really felt like a playoff game, and it's only your third game back into this new season. So talk to me a little bit more about staying the course and a win being a win, but it felt so much like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, we just knew that coming into this game, it was going to be a really tough game for us, and that they were going to try to do a lot of things to, just obviously win. And so that the crowd was going to be loud, that they were going to have a lot of energy. And, a lot of teams, they get up to play us and they're excited, and they mark that game off on their calendars. And so we got to be ready for that. But I think we did a really good job of regrouping. I think at times when we felt the separation, leadership on the team really spoke up and talked about just trusting each other, doing all the little things to make sure that we can feel that our teammates are behind us, whether that's calling out screens, whether that's being in help when you're supposed to be there, or just really just doing your job so that trust is earned, and it's not just an expectation.
Shake the haters.